Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. Tonight for the State of the Collection we're going to be looking at my secondary watch box. And this is the embarrassing one. There are lots of watches in it. In fact, I'm probably going to be splitting this video into two. Otherwise it would be so long you would end up falling asleep. And the algorithm wouldn't like that. Although, if you fell asleep, you would end up watching hours and hours of YouTube. The algorithm would love that, but I'm doing it anyway, and there's so many watches, I'm not going to wake them all up. Sorry about that, it's fine. So yeah, there's tons of them, let's get started. Okay, these aren't in any particular order. So the first one we're going to look at is actually in my growing pile of watches that need new batteries. And it is the dressy Fossil watch. I think I paid $20 for this. It's super elegant and vintage size. I don't even have the case back attached right now. I'm going to have to order a bunch of batteries. Yeah, super cool piece though. And starting at the back of the watch box, there's my Projects watch. I own two Projects watches. One of them I need to have the hands reattached. I do have a local watchmaker now. I should take it in there and see if he would be willing to do it. But yeah, this one's super cool. Super artsy. In fact, this is pretty much a replica of an actual piece of art. Then there's the brushed metal dial Benris. And I actually wore this one just the other day. Such a cool piece. This came from the trade challenge. I traded one of my own watches for it because it was just so cool looking. I love that dial. Brilliant little vintage piece. And then there's the Zodiac Olympus mystery dial. And this one actually has some text on there, so it kind of ruins the illusion of a mystery dial, but it also makes it kind of unique. I mean, look at that case design. That is absolutely wild. Even the back of the case is cool. Yeah, these watches are amazing. I would love to have the black dial variant. That's all kind of pull router looking, but so far I haven't seen any show up anywhere online where I've been keeping my eyes open for them. But I absolutely love this watch. Next up we have the Maven watch. And this dial still has stuff on it. I'm going to have to actually clean it. I let my wife wear it for a little while we were waiting to replace the strap on her swatch. So there's all kinds of hairspray and chemicals and stuff that got on it, so I will have to clean that. But this is a piece that I purchased in celebration of one of the channel's milestones. I think it was 3,000 subs, maybe? Or maybe 2. I do not recall anymore. It's been a while. But I love the dimensions of this watch. It's military inspired, but to me it kind of looks Bauhausy. And I have it on a canvas strap right now. Sapphire crystal. It's quartz, as you can see. But yeah, tough little piece. The hands are cool because they're kind of a brushed metal also, which you don't see too often. The silver dial Timex Marlin. At one point I had the black dial variant, But that was the watch that kicked off the trade challenges. And right after I traded it, I realized that it was discontinued and kind of tough to get. Because I did kind of miss it and thought maybe I would replace it, but nah. But yeah, I still have this one. Look at that crystal. Timex has been doing some really cool things. And then there's the Titan Edge. And this should have actually been in the gift watch box, but it's gotten some wrist time, so it's currently residing in the secondary watch box. Ultra thin. Brilliant looking piece. Absolutely amazing. I can't believe that this was gifted to the channel. Thank you so much for this piece. I love it. I mean, let's look at that thinness one more time. That is just crazy. Ah, the Enocar. And hilariously, I pretty much just bought this because their logo is so cool. I love Saturn, and look at that. And it's a brilliant looking piece on top of that. Even the font that they went with there. It's all retro, sci-fi, and cool. Enocar's amazing. And then we have my Citizen. Is this the Silver Wave? I think so. Either this one or the Seiko one is. I totally forget. This is one of a couple sort of PRX-ish pieces I have. I got this because I love me some synthwave, and this kind of has that vibe, like the PRX does. But these indices, hands, and rehaut really capture the light and make this thing sparkle. Even though it has a brushed case, it kind of gives it some elegance. And this bracelet, really more like a metal strap, has one of the moving cars on there, so you can really size this thing perfectly. And I don't think I paid a ton for this, but amazing watch. And I have a vintage Certina. I used to own a contemporary one that kind of had sort of pull router vibes to it in sort of a more sporty design. So when I saw this one, I really liked its aesthetic and thought it'd be really cool to have a Certina in the collection again. I've mentioned it in the videos that I've done on this before. It just reminds me of like a 1950s hubcap, kind of. In a super cool car. Really kind of a unique design on this one. And it has drilled lugs. I own 2 watches from the Accutron Legacy line. Absolutely brilliant pieces in that lineup. This is the asymmetrical, sort of television style. Yellow gold, which is very rare for me. But look at how they nailed that crystal. That is 100% vintage style, except that it's sapphire. And look at those fun indices. I mean, they just nailed the aesthetic 100%. I absolutely love this piece. Just amazing. And I have a D1 Milano. And this just brings me back to the very start of this channel, because I owned one of their quartz pieces. It was a 40mm case, thinner than this one because it was quartz. But this just kind of brings me back to those times. I like the design. I actually really like this company. They have a definite, distinct design language. When you see their watches, you know immediately what brand it is. Yeah. And I like that sort of dark silver dial on this. Very cool. And to wrap up the first half of the State of the Collection secondary watch box is the Pagani Design Moonwatch Homage. When I bought this, I was really intrigued by the Speedmaster design and decided to try an homage of it to see what I would think. And I inadvertently bought the one with the silver indices and hands, and the white instead makes all the difference. That right there makes the aesthetic. Otherwise, it just kind of looks like a run-of-the-mill chronograph to me. But I don't know if I would ever actually go for a Speedmaster. Maybe if there was one that was 37 millimeters, no date. I don't know. But I do like the design and wear this periodically. Alright, so keep your eyes open for the second half of my secondary watch box. We'll go over all the pieces that remain in there. Thanks for watching.